Hola amigos, estamos aquí en Visual Sound en los headquarters con Bob Weil. Bob, ¿cómo partió todo esto en Visual Sound?
Well, the way that Visual Sound started was back in 1995, actually. I was a guitar player. I still am a guitar player. But I needed a volume pedal that would give me some sort of 0 to 10 reference, because my Strat, the knob had 0 to 10, my stereo had 0 to 10, but I could not find a volume pedal anywhere that had a 0 to 10 reference on it. So actually, it was before that, in the early 90s, I started trying to design one myself. The only problem was I didn't know anything about engineering. So I had to read books, before the internet. I had to read books, go to the library, call up engineers and ask them lots of questions. And finally, I figured out how to make this pedal here, the visual volume. This is a new one. The original one looked a lot different, but it was the same idea. And found out that I wasn't the only one who needed that. It turns out there was a lot of guys who needed that pedal. And then after that, I started experimenting with distortion and overdrive circuits and wah and chorus and everything. And after a few years, actually, our chief engineer now, R.G. Keane, he started to help me out just over the phone, just giving me advice about how to design things, stuff like that. So that's kind of how it started.
¿Cómo le dirías a nuestros amigos de Latinoamérica, de habla hispana, cuando van a una tienda, cuando compran por internet, ¿por qué elegir Visual Sound en vez de elegir cualquier otro producto?
Yeah, it's interesting going into a music store. There's so many choices. I'm not sure about in Latin America, maybe there's of course there's Boss and there's Digitech, and other brands like that. But those are the reasons why I started designing these. A few years ago, I went to Japan, and I went around to a lot of music stores while I was there. I spent about 10 days traveling around to different cities. And I would go into a music store, and in Japan, the selection they have is crazy. They have everything. and a lot of really expensive stuff, too. So I would take the most expensive pedal I could find in the whole shop and put it down on the floor, and then take one of our pedals that compared to it and put it right next to it and put a cable between them and plug in and play. And then people in the store would come around and watch, and we'd turn the knobs and they would listen, and they were all completely blown away because this super expensive pedal, only available in Japan, didn't sound as good as this much less expensive pedal from Visual Sound. And it was really surprising. It actually surprised me at first, as well. But after a while, I got used to it. I was like, I can grab any pedal. I know that ours are going to sound at least as good, probably better, at a much lower cost.
Así, de esa fue la forma que yo encontré Visual Sound. Yo fui a una tienda a buscar un pedal porque tenía un viaje y no iba a poder tener mi amplificador. Entonces probé los pedales más caros de la tienda. Y encontré el Visual Sound y los comparé con todos, y hasta el día de hoy uso mi Visual Sound.
¿En serio?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Sí.
Cool.